Hello people, Linker here, and this survey has a lot more to it than what you see on the surface. Let's talk about it. So today, February 20, on main servers, we saw the little thing drop where you could just click the server here and you just participated. I'm gonna fill it with you, but I've seen through it and I want to talk to you about the general state of the game when it comes to AFKArena. Some of the feedback that we give to developers seems to pass through, some less much so. So in this video, we're going to fill the survey and talk about every single option, why it is there, what do we think for the future of the game, and what you can expect from future updates. So starting off, I just have the browser over here on my BlueStacks. By the way, if you want to play AFKArena on PC, definitely check out the link below. Anyways, how would you rate the latest update overall? So the latest update, they're talking about patch 1.57. That was quite a while back, honestly. I don't know if all of you remember, but patch 1.57 has actually been quite a while back. It introduced a lot of things. It reduced the dimensional keys, it had the new event, the War of Wits. There's a lot to it. Overall, I feel like there's a few places where the devs would improve. I feel like the changes to some of the heroes have been really good. I feel like the event is a little bit underwhelming. We'll talk about that in a second. I'm assuming that's the topic of the overall survey. My opinion, I think that's a 7 or an 8 out of 10 patch. I think there's a lot of quality of life and not a lot of clutter to it. That's the positive. I think a lot of things under delivered. For example, the dimensional keys that we hope would be a resource, for example. We'll talk about all of that in just a second. So how would you rate the Spring Spree series overall? So for those of you that don't remember, you have the Talene, you have the Phoenix Calling, you had the Fields of Ice, which was that one voyage, you had the Fairy Days, which every day would log in, and then there was the Phoenix Calling. So overall, the event, I don't know what I think about the popularity end of it. Personally, thank you people so much for giving me flowers. I think I'll make it to the top 500, which is really fun. However, I know some people feel alienated by that, and I don't feel like it delivered anything really original to the table. I feel like it was a little bit of a task that you had to do. It felt pretty repetitive, and the popularity contest, they obviously left some people a little bit unhappy. So I think as a whole, it under-delivered a little bit on my end. I would anticipate something fun, something new, a little bit creative, maybe new rewards, maybe more rewards for newer players to just kind of make it more fun as they go about their day doing those tasks. And now, why mainly aren't you very happy with the Spring Spree series? So there's the popularity contest, there's the Fairy Days. Honestly, that's just fun to have. Why not? I don't think anybody's gonna vote for it. It rehashes a lot of content. I think that's a really good criticism. It's really good that they're aware that this is a part of it. Then like Phoenix Rising, the skin, I mean, I'm kind of neutral on the skin. I'm a collector, so I got it, but you know, like Talene skins, she's dead most of the match, so you know, that's that, or she wins and then it's cool. And Fields of Ice, I think Fields of Ice was a little bit too tiring, it added too much to do, but overall, I think the focal point of criticism for this event is going to be how it does redo a lot of content. There's nothing really new here, there's not big rewards, which is mentioned separately, but I don't think the rewards are the part of it. I think it's the fact that you're waking up, you know, yo, today in AFKArena, I gotta look through that, it's gonna be the same. I don't think, like, I think if they introduced something completely new, for example, if Pillage or Plunder had like a massive guild fight or something like that, it would be much more fun. But here, I don't know. On a neutral note, they did take care of the fact that we used to spend a lot of time on the game. The game used to be not AFK with Abyssal. I think the new events do address that. I think they take into account the feedback from the past. However, still lots to improve in the department of engagement of what you make of that time. And a lot of the time that felt kind of repetitive here. I don't think they capitalized on what those events could have been to the maximum, but I think they do hear the basic premise of the last feedback that we did pass, which was Abyssal was too much back at the time. I don't think it delivered that well. As for the new Talene skin, honestly, it's like, it's decent. It's decent. The issue is that she's dead most of the match. I would love it if they changed more about it. I would love it to be visible. For example, I don't know, an undead Talene that's like black and the flame is like dead or something, or the flame grows. They can do a bunch of things. I feel like this one, while it is nice, it's really similar to the original. It doesn't add much new, and while it does add to that like little noble touch that Talene has, it doesn't deliver like, it doesn't wow me, but I like it. I think I'm gonna give this a 7. It's gonna be the key, the update for me, where it's good, and I would like for some of these updates when you have the quality of life in AFKArena, when some of the things are so cluttered, when War of Wits actually is so cluttered. I'd love some more like animation, smoothing up things, a little bit more quality of life. I do like the fact that they added the furniture that you could now redeem. I'll show that in just a second. So some of those quality of life changes have been good, but I feel like there's a lot more to go. What's the reason you don't like it? Well, I rated it a 7. I don't really hate it. There's not much difference, yeah. If they made it really different, I don't like it. What do you rate War of Wits? So War of Wits, oh man, that's sad. It turned into a complete, like that really turned into sad. It's gonna be a 3 or a 4. Sadly, while they invested so much in getting the streamers over, for those of you that don't know, they got a bunch of people like Riparian, like Trump, very big on the Hearthstone scene to just kind of get into the card games. But I feel like the animation, the choice is just, the game is not in that full state where it's that fun. It takes too much time, the animation are too slow, like even the thinking part of it while you get there, it's fun, but if they reduce the time, they made things more fun. I don't know, I think it just under-delivered. If you see, like, nobody actually played that event. If they added more rewards, maybe they'd play it, but people felt obliged to play it for even the 20 times just because the matches were so long. Matches take too long overall, I think, is a part of it. This isn't like Hearthstone where the opponent's board and your board are so interactive and the abilities are like there's a bunch of mechanics, like, I don't know, when you hit the field, do something. There isn't a strategic element of like the order of the card, really. Like, there are the factions, there are the relics, there's a lot of things, but I feel like the strategic element of it is not delivered within the amount of time that you have. The animations are not as smooth as I'd like them to be. The game mode itself I personally like. I just think if you want to appeal to the broad player base, which is what they try to do here when they bring streamers like this, you're not appealing for the top 1% strategy-wise. You're appealing to the broad player base. You should make it more smooth. You should make it more fun to play. You should make it more, I don't know, like shorter. You should make the players feel more rewarded or punished for the rewards, for the choices that they make. I do like that you could instantly know when you've made a mistake in some of these, but I feel like within the current framework, it just takes too much time and it's too cluttery. So what's your experience of this update versus the previous War of Wits? Good question, by the way. So the previous War of Wits did not have all the legendary heroes. In this one, they implemented a lot of new heroes. They kind of changed the dynamic between the cards. They nerfed some of the factions. You still have some factions that are significantly stronger than others. Maulers, for example, that give attack speed. It's like unmatched with any other bonus, basically. Lightbearers with energy bonus is a little bit up there. But since they nerfed it, it kind of ended up that the streamers that came by, they were all kind of reaching the same conclusion because they couldn't really get to the bottom of each character and like their power and their quirks. So they kind of like figured out, yo, so heroes both give you the bonus and their hero body on top, so you have more options. And all of them, like that I watched, reached kind of the same conclusion, which I feel like is a little bit surface level. I feel like if people that are familiar with AFK would engage with that event, they would be able to figure out a little bit more. Yo, Lilith, talk to me if you're hearing this. Anyways, I think this one is an update. But I think they should still shorten the times. I like it. I like how they added the new heroes, all the mechanics. I think that the class nerf was pretty much necessary because nobody was picking relics. And right now they have some merit. Do you have any ideas for War of Wits? I'll just send over this. This is like the gist of it. How would you rate guild-based Pillage and Plunder? Oh man, that event was just not fun. That event was just not fun, just nothing strategic to it. You know, the rewards are bad, nothing strategic, not fun. Why aren't you very satisfied? It's just bad. I guess I'll say players put similar barricades between each other and there's not much strategic variety. It's not exactly what I'm trying to say. I don't want to clutter into the other like 001%. I want to kind of give something that does in line with what I'm thinking. I think they could make this much more interesting. If they add relics to the defensive side, extra rewards, something like that, maybe a hard mode. Yeah, so buff defense, make co-op more strategic, kind of fun, and make this more interactive. Add relics, add something like this, or alternatively, if you just want to make this a casual event that doesn't take much time, which is one of the positive notes on this one. Like, I don't know if you noticed that, but like the events themselves, while War of Wits does take time, most of the events that they added do not take as much. Like, you could kind of breeze through them in like 5 minutes. If you want to make this short, at least make it fun. Make the positioning like different every time. Make it like that you have to think for 5 seconds before just blindly challenging or just refreshing to see somebody that didn't put anything, you know? That's where I'm at. How would you rate the dimensional key? Now, I don't like the fact that the dimensional key is not a dimensional resource that you can use to buy dimensionals, because if they made it so that F2P players can kind of bank instead of having to get Queen through as much effort as they have to, it's just, I feel like it under-delivered. However, using heroes with the dimensional fuse counterparts is positive. So while it did not deliver what I wanted it to be, what the community expected, what the feedback said, because obviously like they gotta make that bottom line, they gotta have people pay for them. As sad as it is, yeah, the dimensional key itself is actually pretty fun, and like allowing players that have less variety to kind of use them in tandem, kind of strategize things out. Overall, I think it's pretty good. Alright, why mainly aren't you satisfied? I'm pretty satisfied, but I think like all of these are not the reason. It's just that we wanted this to be dimensional currency. I like the strategic element it adds. I kind of phrased it in the shortest way that I could. Overall, I think it's a positive change. Now here, when they ask what genre of mobile games do you usually play, you can see what goes through their mind, and I like it. They gather up collectible card RPGs, like the people that really appeal to that they try to appeal to with War of Wits, and I don't think it really worked. Business simulators, like people that like resource management, card RPGs. I don't know if they're all card RPGs, but like I think AFKArena falls under this category to an extent. Strategy games and stuff like that, so like people that need to think out. You can really see what they're thinking here. Take your time to read it if you'd like, but I like how they're trying to take the game in the direction, like because it has all the different elements, right? They're trying to take the game in a direction that's like more fun. For me, I think it's gonna be strategy games. Which of these fun things are you most looking forward? So I think these are going to correlate to some extent to the other one that we just had. Like, what is it that you like the most? Personally, for me, it's going to be the strategy sense of things, but obviously there's going to be different players. I'm genuinely curious how these are going to divide. I don't know what's control manipulation, having complete skillful actions quickly. Like, this sounds like action, like, I don't know, reaction time to me. Like typical gaming stuff, like Call of Duty. Anyways, I digress. For me, it's going to be strategy, but I'm genuinely curious to see the results. Are we going to see the results of this? My age, I'm 23. My gender, I'm going to be male. I don't know why they're asking me my vocation. I don't think that's really cool. I think this is a little bit too privacy issue, man. I get they're not based in the US, but I don't know why they need my job. Yeah, I'm pretty good with this. Keep listening to the community, develop the strategic aspect, which for me is the most fun, and try to keep it somewhat FTP friendly so we get new players joining in every so often. Oh man, with the recent introduction of tree and furniture, things have been getting a little bit too tricky for free-to-play players past like chapter 20. I'd still love to have more endgame players, you know, both because you people are my audience for the most part, and for the fact that getting new players hooked and on board and having fun despite not paying all the way, I think is the best. I think this is one of the things that Battles of Blood delivered on really well, and I think if they kept that mode, like the positive stuff about it that was really short, was really engaging, I think War of Wits, which is the biggest thing that they invested on and didn't turn out the way we'd like to, would be better. Oh man, only 300 diamonds? Come on. Oh no, I won the last one. I was trying to lose for the Rowan sticker. Oh man. Come on, you could have done better, Lua. I mean, knowing it's 300 diamonds is actually gonna get some players just unmotivated, and I think the idea behind the survey of paving the game towards a better future is actually really good. I like the direction that the devs are taking. In a lot of senses, they did a lot of things pretty much correctly. I think that in the future, if they just capitalize on what's so strong about this game, they'll have a wonderful time. For now, we can know that their ears are perked. We can know that they're trying to optimize the game. I'd love it if they actually took it in the directions that we wanted. For example, making dimensionals more cheap, that they had like the answer for the factionless gear that they're trying to deliver. I'm still in contact, by the way, passing you people's feedback, so let me know if there's anything else that you would like to deliver to the devs. I just passed 3516. That will be a video soon, but for now, thank you for watching. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the recent update below, what the devs are doing, where the game's going. You watched all the way through, like, subscribe, consider joining the channel membership for unique perks, early access, and much more. And I've been Linker. Peace.